Hello, everyone. Welcome out to St. Charles Community College for today's YBMcast, powered by Game 7 Baseball, game7baseball.com. We're here today with Missouri American Legion Scout Day.
Yes.
We've been working with Missouri American Legion now for this is our third year, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And I'm joined here by the state chairman, the Missouri state chairman for American Legion Baseball, Tom Rhodes. You've seen him on the show before, Tom?
Good morning.
It is a good morning, right?
It is. It is.
This beats working.
Oh yes. I can
Watching
say
some
that.
kids. This is the first prep baseball scouting day you guys have done,
It is.
and there's a lot of firsts for American Legion Baseball right now, and I think you guys have done a great job in progressing Missouri American Legion Baseball back into, for lack of a better way to put it, the mainstream of what's happening in baseball.
Well, thank you, and you've helped also.
Well, I mean, that's what we talked about, when we started talking about this. Where's American Legion Baseball? Want it to be relevant.
Right.
It's a great product. The values, all the things that are there for baseball are still there. Plus,
Yes.
you can create some opportunities for these kids to play to the next level.
Yeah, that's true. And I got to say something too. I was going to wonder where you
Got a bug.
knock that bug off. Russ Clicker does a great job for us, and he's done a lot of good things here in developing where we're at today as far as these new developments and stuff. So Russ, my hat's off to you, buddy.
He's engrossed. He's over there. He's got the stopwatch.
He's watching them run.
Right. He's into it over here, folks. But and that's the thing, So let's talk a little bit. We're in the season. This is All-Star Week too.
Yes.
It's a little different than
Yes.
what had to scramble a bit. But talk to us about All-Star Week. What's that mean for American Legion Baseball?
Well, we put together the all-star team for the varsity statewide. That's something new too that we didn't used to do, a statewide all-star team. And then we got Illinois to also throw in and put theirs together, and then we turned it into a border war. We did it last year. It was a lot of fun. We're looking forward to this year. This year's a little earlier than it was last year, but that's all we had to work with as far as that goes. That's Sunday coming up, June 23rd. Cardinals are playing the Giants, and then Illinois is playing Missouri.
Absolutely.
And, they'll try and win again, but I'm not sure if they're going to do it.
Well, last year, really excellent ball game, a 4-3 ball game.
Yeah.
Missouri scored a run late in that seventh inning, and in a tie ball game, and won it.
This year too, we're going to have someone we didn't have last year, and that is the National Baseball Chairman, Steve Cloud. He's going to be attending the game this Sunday, which is very nice. That worked out well. Get him over here, let him see this. He's heard a lot about it, as many of the state commanders around the nation have heard about this. We're the only ones that have kind of broke the ice right now with the major league team.
What do you think that does for American Legion Baseball as a whole, Tom, when you start getting the national recognition?
Well, it's the public exposure. There's different ways to advertise your program, getting the word out that you're there, seeing things like this on the social media, like we're seeing right now, and doing something at a Busch Stadium. This is big.
Yeah.
It shows also the connection between Major League Baseball and American Legion Baseball. There is a good partnership there.
Yeah, and there has been for years,
Yes.
and I think this is a great way to keep that up. We're going to be live streaming the game on Sunday as well. We did
Good.
it last year.
Good.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I think, and this year, Tom, there's more teams.
Yes.
Again, this is the second year or the third year from where we started of growth.
Right.
I think the awareness is coming back. You got some really solid players out here. We got a kid out here that we think may be running a 6'5", maybe a 6'4", 60 out here. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to seeing the stats from this.
Yes.
And seeing where these kids come in, where the talent level is,
Definitely.
and what the next step is
For the
in
results.
that progression, right?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, as far as the number that you're talking about, 3 years ago we were at 70.
Mm-hmm.
And this year we're a little over 90.
Oh, we got up
Yes.
to 90.
Yes, we did.
Wow.
Part of it is the new D2 league. I know there's 7 teams this year in that league.
And I missed that. I thought there was only 6, but there's 7.
I believe so, yes.
I
Yeah.
saw that the other day in a communication. That's huge.
Oh, it is. It is, and I think that's going to continue to grow. That's something that a lot of small towns around Missouri where they don't have a team right now could have a summer team and get into our program. That would be a good experience for the boys.
So, we haven't talked about that in a while. Let people know, what is the Division II program within American Legion Baseball?
It's a program that we have a league. We have 3 leagues within our own program that are age differentiated. The D2 league is one that we are trying to focus on the smaller high schools that in some cases the boys in the team are not only freshmen but they're seniors, so it's a whole gamut. So we opened up the age range, so there's only one age range for the whole team.
Yeah.
Okay, and they have their own league, and we're trying to get them to focus more on the keeping things close, so they don't have to
Right.
travel 150, 200 miles for a game. So we're trying to bunch these teams together, and that's what we're hoping to do, is grow that more. They're part of the Legion program. They are Legion, but this is just a Missouri league. They don't go beyond the state of Missouri, but they do have a state tournament.
There you
year,
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's in Trenton, Missouri this year.
And with that in mind, that creates a whole different scenario. And if you have the opportunity, maybe there, and some of these teams I know, like we've been following this Atlanta Bullets team way
Yes.
up north,
Yeah.
16-3
Wow.
on the season.
Yeah.
They are traveling kind of all over the place. They're playing a lot of the senior Legion teams.
That's good.
And playing in that and competition, and I think it's fantastic.
I think it's a good offering. It's something that they can connect to. And like I said, if they have teams, if a high school has a team and they want to play during the summer, here you go.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
we've got the organization, and we got a state-run organization. You can end up playing not only teams in the D2 league, but teams in other leagues, other Legion teams also that are close by.
Tom, what does it take, because, of course, American Legion Baseball, we've always talked about, everybody knows, it's post this and whatnot. But today, you don't necessarily need a post sponsorship. Is that correct, to have an American Legion program?
That is correct. You can be what they call an outside sponsor.
Okay.
Yes.
So I know it's always nice to connect with the posts. I think
Yes.
that's a great thing.
Right.
But that doesn't always happen, does it?
No, there's not a post in every city
Right.
or in every locale that you have.
Dig, man. Like Matt out there. Yeah.
That's all right, Russ. I love it, baby. Give him some ups, man. He's working hard, right? I love it. I think this is one of the young men we're want to see pitch right here. This number 15 from Washington.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, here, and we got you got a couple of guys on that Ellsbury squad, of course, that are heading to Jeffco and Wabash and around. And you guys, serious. I think that Ellsbury team is a real threat. I'm just squirreling here
Yes.
for a moment, but I want to come back to, because I think it's important for people to know, club baseball, it's not different. There's Washington is probably one of the top clubs in this state. They're an American Legion sponsored program, but they're a club. And Coach Getsy turns out teams. I mean, they've got 4 teams in their club,
That's right.
and all of them are successful.
Yep.
They're all playing at a high level. They lost. I mean, they had a big time squad last year.
Yep.
There's 3 clubs in this with teams at each level that all the teams are above 500.
Yeah.
I mean, that's impressive when you look at having a 19 and under, a 17 and under, and a 15 and under team. All three of those teams
Right.
are on the plus side of 500.
Yeah.
That's an impressive thing. That shows us something about the club, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that's true too. We want to keep the quality of the baseball up.
Yeah.
We're trying to do that all across the board. So yes, we're looking to grow the program, but we want to keep that quality right there in front of
Tom,
us.
when you know, as a state chairman, how do you when you're talking to commissioners, when you're talking to district managers, how do you talk about keeping that quality? What does it take on that club side to help these programs continue to grow and have that quality?
One of the things that will impact quality is succession, succession planning. So you wonder sometimes, hey, what's going to happen when so-and-so doesn't coach anymore? And that's been an issue a lot of times.
Yeah.
Where, the coach goes away and then nobody's there to do. So we're working more and more with the commissioners, the district chairman, and the managers and coaches about what their succession plan is, who's going to be taking over for them when they leave, okay? Because that can be very disruptive to a program. And as such, your quality level will go down.
Yeah.
You got to keep it up that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Russ, would you do me a favor? Mr. Matt Morgan from the Mule Club is sitting over there. Would you go see if he'd come over and chat with us for a moment, please? And then we're going to bring Russ in, and we're going to chat, because Russ always got something to say.
Even if it's a foreign language.
But this is our focus today. Last week we had Chris Copeland. There's a guy I really like what Chris is doing in Kirkwood. Kirkwood's program is coming back. He's energized that program. That's kind of one of the
good.
things there, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Energy is a big deal. It's also a factor of quality too.
Yeah.
If the manager is energetic and he gets that energy shared, you'll see that throughout the play of the club and the team and everything.
And I love what he did. There was, I know Washington was over there. I know Kirkwood went to the Terre Haute, that Best of the Midwest tournament.
Yes.
That had 3 state champions in that from Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana.
Ooh, that was good.
There was 3.
Yeah.
All 3 state champions were playing in that Best of the Midwest from last year. Now I know some of those kids come back, some don't. But that kind of, when you start, and I think that's the key as well, is you put yourself in those kind of competitive situations, right?
Yes. Yeah. You want to, that's also part of quality.
Yeah.
Keep it up, keep that level up, keep that competitive level up. Put yourself in those situations, breed good quality ball.
Because, there are tournaments. There are American Legion tournaments. I know Jim Moran does a big tournament.
Yes, he does.
American Legion tournament that includes, I think, 5 different states?
Oh, sometimes he'll get into Canada too.
Really?
Yes, he's done that before.
Wow. Because I know Iowa, Kansas, Nebraska.
Right.
I think Missouri, of course. I don't know if I think he gets guys from Illinois.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's coming up this year as well.
Yes.
That I think is a premier one in this state, isn't it?
It is. It is. It's a premier one. Of course, let's don't overshadow the fact that Washington is having the regionals this year.
We were getting to that.
I mean,
I wouldn't leave that out. We get there.
That's really big.
I'm rolling to that part.
Okay.
Because then we got the state championships.
Yes.
I think the AA, the 17 and under, Tom, is going to be one of the better ones. I over the last couple of years that I've seen, there are 10 teams that are really, I think, you're going to have to bring your lunch, and you're going to have some pitching depth to get through that tournament.
Yeah, well, there won't be 10 teams in that tournament.
I know.
Yeah,
but there's 10 teams,
I know.
and I think it's
Yeah.
going to be a knockdown drag out kind of to see who comes out of that thing.
Yes.
And then you've got Blue Springs, the AAA state championship. We're going to be live streaming that. That's
Yes.
going to be a lot of fun.
That's great. Thank you.
We're looking forward to that. And then of course the big one, the Mid-South Regional, with 7 teams coming. It's going to be, that's huge for Missouri American
That
Legion
is
baseball.
really, and that's for next 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we got Matt Morgan that showed up. He came over and talked to me. Matt, come on over. We're gonna replace you, Tom.
That's fine.
Hey, no, folks. Tom Rhodes, he's doing a great job. State chairman here.
Thank you. Good to see you, man. Yeah.
Go ahead and sit. He came over and said hello earlier, but this is Matt Morgan. We had him on the show way back. And so I saw him. I was like, we got to get him over here. We're live, just
All
so
right.
you know. So P's and Q's, right?
Yes, sir.
But Matt Morgan's squad, you guys 14-0.
Well, yes, until last night.
Okay. All right. I wonder. I knew you were playing last night. And that was a dandy. That's what I said. You were, was it 15-4 was
Sedalia.
Sedalia.
Yep.
How'd that go?
Well, not well for us.
Uh-oh.
We're 14-2 now. So,
Got swept.
yeah, we did.
You know, sometimes that's not a bad thing, is it?
Well, I tell you, it's what I told the boys. We were riding pretty high.
Yeah.
You know, they felt a little invincible. And we needed a little wake-up call.
shot.
Yeah. We kind of monitored our pitching pretty close last night.
Yeah.
Those games really weren't the ones that we're focused on.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be looking, later in the season to hopefully get some payback there. But we're coming into a big weekend as well. So I didn't pitch, my top 3 pitchers. We got the Jeff City tournament this weekend. So we were trying to work around that double, and then my son and I got up, or actually drove last night and got here at 1:45 after the game. So it was a long night.
Oh man, I see. I think sometimes people look at that and go, "Oh my gosh, they got swept and whatnot." But then you look at strategy. You're thinking about you didn't throw your top 3. But I think that's the test, right? How deep are you? And when you're facing that better competition, are those guys got to step up, don't they?
Absolutely. I felt, and I still feel like our depth at pitching is solid. I mean, I had 2 pretty major injuries to 2 of our primary pitchers. I had a kid tear his meniscus, Dawson Parrott, and then I had a kid get hit in the face and broke his jaw in 2 places.
Oh,
so
no.
We're down 2 players right now. That hurts our depth just a little bit. But, the remaining 13 I have, all 12 of them can pitch. So, and get outs. And the defense that we have behind any pitcher is solid. So we're pretty comfortable throwing just about anybody. But I agree with you. I think I heard you saying earlier, the AA is stacked, and you're going to have that pitching depth to probably make any noise.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look down through there, Washington, you got Eureka. I think even down Jackson. I think it's Jackson, or is it St. Jen? I think it's St. Jen.
Yep.
They've got 1 loss and 1 tie. It's like kissing your sister.
Yeah.
Those are always fun, right?
I don't like those.
No. But so I think the top and then when you go down, I'm looking at St. Peter's down at there. Kirkwood is still in that. Sedalia, of course. And I like the fact, the state's been dominated, by the East. Well, I like to see some of that, the Central in there, or you guys with Warrensburg, Sedalia over there, coming up and saying, hey,
Yeah, I guess us being somewhat newbies to the Legion scene, our second year as American Legion, we're a little bit unfamiliar with the east side of the state. Of course, we know there's great baseball over here. I think, though, the top side of our AA is also pretty hot and stacked at this point. So hopefully some great baseball. Some great baseball.
Now, talk to us, Matt. When we talked a while back, because of course, when we talk about American Legion Baseball, we talk about the future. It's grown. Tom just was talking earlier about 90-plus teams again this year. Haven't seen that in a while. How are you guys working towards keeping that program alive in that area?
Well, we're currently monitoring a couple of the other local travel teams that are just the age younger than us to bring in a Mule Club team underneath us. We definitely are trying to pursue having a AA team. We're going to jump to AAA next year.
Right.
And we would definitely love to have the program continue and under our guidance and our name. We're not going to be able to coach that younger team. So
Sure.
looking for coaches and looking for players that will hopefully be able to take that over and continue the Mule Club program there in West Central Missouri and in Warrensburg, Johnson County.
I hope so, because I really like what you guys do. I think you're doing it right. You got the right approach to things, and not to mention, we were talking to Tom earlier. You don't have to be sponsored by a post, but it's always great. And I love what you guys do with Post 131, the community aspect, right?
I'm glad you brought it up. You and I have talked about it before. The Legion aspect for us, and I love to talk about this, and I love to talk to my community about it. Our relationship with our post, and the relationship and the mentorship that the boys are getting with the heroes over there at Post 131, this is different than just baseball. All right,
right.
This is a community endeavor for us. My son came home from the first dinner. My boys go and serve dinner to the veterans every Thursday night throughout the fall and winter. And my son came home after the first night and said, "Dad, it's one of the coolest things. I stood beside a Vietnam veteran, and he told me about it, and we learned about it, and he was overwhelmed with the connection that he was able to make with that man, that hero." And it's what, we love the baseball, don't get me wrong.
Sure.
It's why we're doing it, to have fun and be competitive, play great baseball. But the connection we get with the community and the support that the Post has put behind us, phenomenal.
I love that.
Phenomenal.
That is the key. I think the character building. I loved what you said about mentorship.
Absolutely.
These are men that have gone through some of the probably worst things that you could describe in life, right? And come out on the other side.
Yes, they come out on the other side, and this isn't to attack education. I don't think our kids learn this stuff anymore. I mean, I don't know that they know the history the way you and I did when we grew up, and the fact that they get a chance to be around those men that lived through history. It's the greatest part about us being in Legion. I love the baseball, and I'm not trying to make that secondary, but I have to be honest with you. The boys and their connection with the community and with the men and women at Post 131 has been unbelievable. And it had to grow.
Right.
I tell you, I went to the first meeting at the Legion, and they were skeptical of supporting us from the aspect that it just hadn't been in Warrensburg for a while.
Right.
And I have to tell you, I think they love us as much as we love them at this point. So that relationship has really grown.
I love that, because these are things that we talk about. Youth Baseball Midwest, when I started it was always talking about community, values, and perspective. And baseball's a game that we enjoy playing, and
Sure.
we need to keep it as a game. It's a game. Do we get out when we out here on the ballpark, take it seriously? Yeah, and that's fantastic. But in the end, it is about the developing of relationships, because many of these kids, like yourself, you're back in this community, you're working in this community, you're meeting people. How do we come back into communities and make an impact for the next generation?
Absolutely, and I feel like, I like what you said about baseball. I talk to the boys all the time. Baseball is kind of a little micronism of life. I mean, it was failure, and you better learn to. I mean, it's a game of failure. And I tell my kids, they're frustrated because they're batting 400. I was like, 400, you're in the.
I'll take that.
You're in the Hall of Fame. I mean, so they learn about those life lessons, I think, through baseball, and I think anyone who played sports growing up knows how much they still can look back at. The practice and the hard work, and I relate that stuff all the time to my day-to-day life of living those experiences. And I think that's one thing that baseball teaches these kids, and being involved in the Legion just is that extra bonus.
Absolutely. Folks, Mr. Matt Morgan from 131. Matt, thanks for taking a moment, man. I appreciate it. I was like, I got to get Matt over here because we hadn't talked in a minute.
No, we haven't.
But I love that. Good luck to the rest of the way with your boys. We're following it. If you like what we're doing, make sure you follow. Go to Facebook, Instagram, X,
Yeah.
formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah.
I always like to say that. Follow along. You guys are on Facebook, Instagram, and X, right?
Yes, I've got a couple people that take care of that for me, and they do an excellent job of keeping the community and anyone who wants to follow us aware of what's going on. So we're out there as well, and I can't leave before saying that how excited we are about getting the state tournament coming over for AA. We're in massive preparations right now with the university, and I'm really excited about all these boys hopefully getting the opportunity to play at Mule Stadium and be around that environment. One of the best D2 programs in the country, and I think it's really going to be a phenomenal weekend. We're working hard to make it good.
I think it's great for American Legion Baseball, what you guys are doing over there. Anything we can do to help continue to promote that in that area with the post with there, you let me know. We'd love to do it.
Absolutely. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, have a great day.
Thanks. Guys, we're going to get Russ. We saved Russ for last because he's Russ.
I think you saved me for last, hoping you'd run out of time.
No, man, good to see you. This is Russ Clicker. He is one of the your Zone 1 commissioner,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
I got it right.
Yep.
He's also the head of the Post 312 program. And Russ, you had a big hand. I remember last year we were sitting around a table with Mr. Mulder talking about this. Mm-hmm. Here it is.
This is great. You
Right?
Yeah, we got 70 kids here today.
Yeah.
70 good ball players, American Legion ball players, from as far as 3.5 hours away. And this is the first one. This is the beginning.
Right. Exactly. Russ, you've had a lot to do with the progression over the last couple of years. Tom has talked about that. What's this passion about for you? Why do you put yourself in that place?
I think it goes back to when I was growing up as a kid, young man, college, playing baseball. It was always part of what I did. And I'm one of these guys that wasn't the greatest ball player in the world, but I tried hard, I worked at it, and I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it influenced a lot of other things in my life. I heard you guys talking earlier about all those other things, giving back to the community and all that. And this just made sense for me.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the great things that American Legion does is it's sitting there in front of you to be able to give back with the post, with the veterans, with those types of things. It makes it easy. And then, so today you got quite a few kids out here, don't you?
We do. Our post is well represented. Washington's well represented. I mean, I'm amazed. Illinois, Taylorville,
Oak Grove over
Grove
here.
from way over by Kansas City.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I
It's
love
really
that.
nice.
You got some Alton kids, Sheridan County.
Yeah, Doug
sent a
Bruton's
couple
guys
kids.
are here.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
Salisbury way up north there.
St. Clair. I mean, yeah,
St. Clair.
and we're just scratching the surface this time around. Once these players get to see what this is all about and how it can help them, they want to keep playing ball. They're good kids. I don't think you're going to find a better group of ball players than the American Legion ball players. I don't think you're going to find them. And you were making fun of me a little bit earlier about my stopwatch. I am so curious. We've got some speedsters here today. I think we got about 6 that are under 7. And usually you got to have 120 players running to get to those numbers. So I think we're doing really well.
Yeah. So and it shows you. We talk about this year. Last year we kind of were finding our way with Youth Baseball Midwest. How we were covering Missouri American Legion baseball, what we did, and this year we've upped that a little bit. We're getting we've got a lot more with Game Changer, being able to follow, seeing stats. We got the it's not standings, but we got I'll call it rankings, and it's based on record because we can't power rank teams. We don't really know, right? So the best way to do that from there across the state, we're not doing it by district. We're just looking at the whole state, and I think that's a fair assessment, don't you?
It's the best we can do, and you're looking at win-loss records across the state.
Right.
And I think that's fair. It's fair. There's different systems that different teams use to kind of collect stats and all that, and some don't use any, some use them a lot. So it's all over the map. But you do a great job. Promoting our ball players is one of our top priorities.
Yeah.
We got to promote these ball players. We got to promote our program. And up until now, really, up until about this year, last year we were kind of getting our footing. But up until now, American Legion was all about playing baseball. I mean, we were staffed that way. We're organized that way. You get a bucket of balls. The coach puts a team together. You go out and play each other, and they're swamped. They do their schedules. They coordinate umpires. Are busy doing that. But now we've got a new branch that we're creating, and that's the marketing and promotions branch.
And I think that it's been a lot of fun, and it's, over the last couple of years, a lot of this, a lot of that were there. You guys came out to one of the Game 7 tournaments. Love to have you come out. We got the World Series next week, so we got to get you out there again. It'll be fun. And I think the more that the younger kids see that and the younger parents, what's American Legion about? And we ran into a lot of American Legion folks out there, didn't we?
We did. And it's the continuum.
Right.
You look at what we're doing now. It used to be a Legion coach just sat around and the phone rang off the wall. When kids got to high school, their phone rang off the wall. Well, slowly over the last 15, 20 years with more and more clubs, that's not happening anymore. Now the phone's not ringing. So we're finally getting our wake-up call. We can do things that these clubs can do, and I think we can do them on a bigger scale, and we can get better results. So that's what we're trying for. What's interesting is we're involved now with the younger kids, the pre-high school ages, and we're trying to get more and more going there, leagues and stuff like that going, sponsorships. We're solid as a rock through high school, good programs. Now Washington here is among others that have just wonderful programs that other areas can model after and all that. And then we've got the collegiate team. I got 2 ball players from this school on the collegiate team this year. I've got Brock Brown and I have Sean Ferguson.
Very good.
So it's a continuum, and the longer these guys stay in our program, the more we can help them.
Russ, I was saying this to Tom earlier as we're, being able to look at this, watching everything on a weekly basis. Last night, I got a text from, Drew, where's my phone? Hand me my phone right there. I gotta do this because I'm gonna do this because I love this. This is the stuff we're getting, and I love this part of it. It was through X, the messages, and I got a message from Midmo Sports. Midmo Sports covering a lot of baseball in that area. I love that. Working with them, and we're hoping to get them on the show, talk some Legion baseball. But he sent me this late last night, just a score from 619. Post 6, Moberly Sixers defeated Hannibal post 55, 5-2 in 9-inning game at Omar Bradley Field in Moberly, Missouri. Moberly moves 6-4 on the year while Hannibal drops to 5-3. That's great stuff. I love that, and we can put those things out. And I saw that, and I responded to him, said, I invited him on the show. He said he'd like to come on and talk Moberly Sixers baseball. I love that.
Yeah. And I know Game 7's been involved in us quite a bit. Yeah.
Sorry, folks, that startled me. I'm sorry.
We're outside in the wind a little bit.
And I know that the guys, STL Live down I don't mind talking about down in around District 13 and 14. They do a lot of stuff with those guys down there. So there's a lot of groups promoting Missouri American Legion baseball.
Yeah.
And I think that's great.
Yeah, we're seeing it. Players at our tryouts is doubling and tripling. Mm-hmm. We're providing a really good, solid product at a very affordable price, and we're mostly a volunteer organization, and it's just we're working hard. We're working hard to make this successful for these players.
Absolutely, and so just an FYI, folks, we of course YBM, but our company, Red Earth Productions, we manage the social media, so we're watching, and when you send messages and things, we're paying attention to that. We appreciate the gentleman from Midmo Sports. I got to get his name. Mm-hmm. I don't think I got his name. We'll get that though.
We'll get it. Yeah.
But we know Midmo Sports, right?
Yeah. And I will tell you that we were talking earlier about who's the fastest player here.
Yes, that's right.
I think you nailed it. And we're not going to give it away because we don't have all the numbers, the official numbers.
We'll get down and talk to him here in a minute. We're going to do so. We're gonna finish up with Russ here, and I'm gonna get down and I'm gonna talk to some of these kids, and we'll get some social media stuff out. It'll be a lot of fun now that they're into it and going and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, but Russ, it's a good day.
Perfect. It's a perfect day. It's nice. It's a little warm, but it's breezy, and the kids are excited. This is going to just get better and better. We are on a roll, and we're going to keep rolling. Nice.
It's Russ Clicker. You can hang out there. We're going to, folks, thanks for tuning in today. If you like what we're doing, take a moment, hit the subscribe button. We get some more Legion baseball talk coming up. Tune in Sunday, June 23rd. It'll probably be 5:30. I think that's where it was around last time because it's after the Cardinal-Giants game. Got to get the kids some time to warm up. All that sort of jazz. We will be live streaming the Gateway Border War All-Star game between the Missouri All-Stars and the Illinois All-Stars. We got some great stuff. Go check out the website, MissouriAmericanLegionBaseball.org. Great information there. We're posting the All-Star team as we get them, trying to shout these kids out. A lot of fun with that. It looks like we got some two-timers.
Yeah.
Got some two-time All-Stars coming back.
I saw that. I work the list. I send the numeric roster into the Cardinals, and I do the media guide. Yeah, it's nice to see that.
I think that's cool, Russ.
It's nice to see it.
I love that. So, I think this is going to be a fun time. So please hit the subscribe button. Hit that dinger next to it because that's what we do around here. We hit dingers.
Yeah.
Right?
You need to get Tom Rhodes back up here. I enjoy listening to him.
We will. We'll get more.
Tom he's the Missouri State baseball chairman.
Yes.
And you're going to be hard-pressed to find a guy that works harder than him. He's up at texting me at 10, 11 o'clock at night, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm telling you.
He's shaking his head laughing over there. But
Yeah.
folks, thanks for tuning in. That's live today here, some Legion baseball talk. We do appreciate you tuning in. We'll get some stuff. We're going to be shooting out some social media stuff through the day here. But thanks, Russ.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Appreciate
it.
everything you guys do. Thank you.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day in the Lord. All you pitchers, give some advice to pitchers, Russ. What should pitchers do?
Well, there's so much work now on velocity, and there's so much work, but don't forget the other stuff. Learn how to pitch, learn how to manage the game, learn how to control the time, learn how to hold runners, okay? And practice above all else, practice hitting your targets.
I love that. That's good stuff,
Little
folks.
old school.
That's some good stuff right
you
there.
throw 95, it's not much good if you throw it over the backstop.
And all you hitters, try and hit them where they ain't. We'll see y'all next
That's
time.
right. Good deal.